The media blitz continues right after we found out that this latest episode of Doctor Who had the lowest ratings ever recorded for overnight. This is pretty devastating, given the fact that this is the beginning of the finale, which they hailed as a two-parter. So that bodes very ill for the second half of the two-parter, which, you're pulling from the lowest ever rated audience who watched the first half. But the New York Times is still pretending this is like an absolute success. And in this, they did something kind of interesting. They inadvertently showed that this is just a self-insert of Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor, rather than him trying to actually play the Doctor. He's just being himself and letting the Doctor then merge towards him. And Russell T Davies is writing the Doctor as such, which is mainly the problem with the show. It doesn't feel like Doctor Who. That doesn't feel like the Doctor whatsoever. And audiences have turned away mostly because of that sort of flying in their face, which then they, of course, just call you racist, sexist, homophobic bigots as a result. And then you tune out again. So let's get into this interview. And then there's a big media cope article talking about how this might go on forever. I don't think so at this juncture, based on what I was seeing last week from Russell T Davies' media tour. But we'll analyze it anyway. All right. My name's John Delarose. Thank you for tuning in, Doctor Who fans. I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting our books so hard. I'm a science fiction writer, and this is my Arishan War trilogy. And if you have not checked this out yet, please grab this in the description below. It is on ebook, print, and audio. It's more akin to like Babylon 5 or Star Trek than it is Doctor Who, really. But I think you'll enjoy it if you're a science fiction fan. And I know you are, because, Doctor Who has pedigrees in science fiction with Douglas Adams. He used to be on the show. Oh my gosh. We're a far cry from that today. But I hope you'll enjoy this. I'll put this link in the description below for you. And also, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Join our community here. I really appreciate you guys for being here. You are a great audience. And even though they want to switch you out for a, quote, modern, younger audience, I think you're fantastic. Like you the way you are. Isn't that what diversity and inclusivity is supposed to be all about? Never mind. I'll save that rant for a different time. So in his first season leading Doctor Who, Ncuti Gatwa has brought charisma, emotion, and even more camp to the long-running sci-fi show. Interesting. I don't see the charisma there. If you watch these, and even if you just don't even go back to the old Who with Tom Baker or Sylvester McCoy, you go back to just like David Tennant or Matt Smith. Those guys had charisma. He does not. He just has flamboyancy. There's a difference. And while they had like a quirkiness to them that could be considered maybe a little flamboyant, he dialed that up to 11 in his portrayal and then dialed down any sort of heroic, manly, sort of taking care of his companions element that existed before. Yeah, emotion, I guess, is true because if you watch all these Doctor Who episodes, all the Doctor does is run around scared, crying, laughing and giggling like a little girl. That's it. And camp, I guess, is very true. It's such a cheesy, ridiculous romp at this point that it's hard to watch. It's just over the top to the point where it's like it looks like a mockery of Doctor Who rather than Doctor Who. And that's mainly the problem here. But when you see this interview, you get into this is Gatwa's personality. That's who is on screen right there. He's playing himself. And that's been the main problem with modern media. Everybody, all these like weirdos who have taken over Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, comics, Warhammer, video games, they're obsessed with seeing themselves. I want to see me as Doctor Who, rather than like actually looking at a character and trying to aspire to be that character because the character's so awesome. It's quite the other way around. The lazy modern audiences that don't exist, but within their own little circles, they don't want to have to aspire to be better. They want everything else brought down to be them, and that's how they can see, quote, equality, because they think they should just be given everything. It's an entitlement attitude, right? And that's exactly what you see here. And you look at the opening to this article, it's ridiculous. Giving. That dress is giving. Okay, so he's going off about some dress. This is a man. And that's how they open the article. So it's not Doctor Who's good. This is really interesting. This is cool, unique sci-fi. No, it's a man acting like he's on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, talking about a dress. Very, very weird. But that's why he's been picked. Russell T Davies wanted to turn this into some big homosexual festival, pride event, and doesn't care about the science fiction. In fact, he said he's not going to do science fiction anymore. It's going to be purely fantasy. And this is where we got. So he laughs a lot, often at himself. They try to make him into this like likable character. And they go on to talk about just like what he was in the Sex Education show, which was playing a gay Nigerian man. Same thing. So basically he's played himself twice. And that's it. And very weird. The show, which ran between 63 and 89, was revived in 2005. And look at how they frame this. It has an exceptionally diverse intergenerational fan base. Well, not anymore. The current season has ushered in a new era. A co-producer, aside from BBC and Gatwa's show, the first black lead actor. Oh, I guess Martha doesn't count because she wasn't the doctor. But hey, technically the companions are leads too. But hey, don't worry about it. And you look at it with a distinctly fabulous vibe. So even in their marketing here, they can't talk about the show being good. It's just about the fact that he's black and gay. That's it. And they wonder why this is failing. I mean, because how many black gay people are out there going, yes, this is me, that they're trying to identify with. And he starts complaining about it immediately. You can read between these lines to see this is Doctor Who is something I remember almost over our heads, something we knew was important culturally, like the Royals, so he never watched it or cared about it before this, of course. His audition was lovely, but I didn't think I was going to get it. British casting has taken a long time to diversify. Why would it be now? And why me? You see, it's even in this, he's a victim. Like, even while he was getting cast because he's black and gay, he was worried about being too black and gay. And therefore, he's a victim. When you see this, you know he's not actually a serious actor. It's not like David Tennant coming out of like some Shakespeare acting. It's some guy who was chosen because he's black and gay. That's it. And if it was British casting, it wouldn't be diversified because British people are white and have a culture. You're not British. It's not British casting. It's casting for Disney Plus. Let's be honest. The anxiety he felt about it. And here it is. Getting it right, living up to the amazing people who had done this role. It became clear to me there isn't a mold you need to step into to portray the Doctor. It can come out of you naturally. And this is again, him tacitly admitting that he just is making this himself and isn't actually trying to play the Doctor. That's it. So this whole deal is literally just about trying to rework the Doctor and gaslight you about it. And here he's what he says, I want a young audience watching. Yeah, well, they're not. They claim they are, but views are very low. They talk about their emotions, express their emotions in a healthy way. So it's all about being womanly. So they've removed the masculinity from the Doctor. Men don't do this. Like, even young men don't do this. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I guess gay men do this because they act like women. And that's what this is about, right? Along came Ncuti, who's one of those actors who pour with feeling. When he's sad, tears pour from his eyes. When he's happy, the smile lights up the universe. And this is the emasculation of Doctor Who. They have emasculated this character intentionally because they wanted to ruin any kind of masculine hero at this point. That's the whole point of all of this. Now, they talk about all this going through and being more campy than it was before because this is, again, who Gatwa is. He is a flamboyant homosexual, so they're going to make it more flamboyantly homosexual. And that's it. And this is why it fails. Now, the Times is trying to write this in a way that seems quirky and funny, but the thing is, no matter how they couch this, they're not going to like him. This guy's not going to be the Doctor. He's a fake doctor, a fake and gay doctor. That's really what it comes down to. Now, in Cope, the media is also doing this. Doctor Who Season 14 subtly hints Ncuti Gatwa will break a 16-year regeneration streak in that nobody's lasted longer than 3 seasons. And they're saying There's a line in the last episode where he says, "I'm going to look this way for a long time." And that line was not actually meant as any sort of like teaser or anything. What it was a middle finger to the fans. That middle finger was intentional, saying, "Screw you. This is we the doctor now. You can't do anything about it, bigot," is what that was intended to do. Now, I told you Bad Wolf told me at the beginning of this, even prior to this coming on the air, they messaged me and told me that he's contracted through 2029. So if this holds, you're looking at, a lot of seasons, maybe 5 or 6. But the ratings are so low, as Russell T. Davies said last week, he says the ratings are not where we'd like them to be, that I doubt that's actually going to happen. So while the Screen Rant people, the shill media, might have this wishful thinking in regard to this, it's very, very unlikely. Sorry, Cope Media. Nobody's watching. All right, we have 1 episode left in this season, which is really just a half a season, because they don't even give them a big amount of episodes anymore, because they really don't believe in this, even though they act like they do. And that's what we got right now. Confirmed it's just a self-insert shill and nothing else. And confirmed that it's just intentionally trying to fly in your face. And they want it to last forever, even though the fans hate it. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out The Stars Entwined on Amazon. We'll be back soon.